I connect with here. But I wanted to catch up with you because I know that obviously we're still in COVID. It's more real than ever, the reality of needing an online presence in today's world. It's something that I've been talking about in this space and otherwise for years now, because for those of you that don't know, and I don't feel like I go into this very much, so I want to give you a bit of backstory, because for those of you that don't know, I am Brooke. I created this group because I'm a global makeup artist, but I haven't always been. I went through the motions for years and years of trying to figure out my business and how to build a reputation for myself and the income and the opportunities and the ideal clients that I wanted, and experienced a lot of challenge in that in my earlier days. And so a few years back, I went through the process of learning what I needed to do in order to get the results that I wanted. And a big part of that process for me was building a solid online platform for myself. And so seeing the challenge for so many other makeup artists and having so many makeup artists reaching out to me asking how I made that shift, I then, it almost became a duty to really pass that on, which is why I show up and support other hairstylists and makeup artists in their journey to support them in getting the results that they want for their businesses, whether it's more money, more freedom, which kind of go hand in hand, more ideal clients, more travel, more brand connection, like whatever it is that you're wanting, because as you know, like the goal is different for each of us. But in the reality that we're in right now, we know that it's more important than ever to have an online presence. And so something that I wanted to talk about today to really support you guys, for those of you that it fits for, and let me know if it does fit for you, but is the reality of that problem in, and I know that so many that I've spoken to are in this reality of, and let me know if this fits for you, like raise your hand or like leave me a comment, but do you find that you're in a situation of like spinning your wheels online, like doing the things on social media, having the online like bits and pieces and dipping in and wanting to share content, probably now more than ever, because I know loads of people are like creating tutorials and videos and all that sort of thing to try and make their businesses survive, and spending like hours and hours and hours, and hours trying to figure this out, because there's a science to it, as we know. And so it's spending those hours in a way that sees you get the results that you want, because I see time and time again with so many, not even just makeup artists and hairstylists, creatives in general and beyond, spinning their wheels and committing a lot of hours and hard work and energy and resource to developing an online presence, but actually not getting the engagement or the traction or the followership or any of the ideal clients from that massive investment. And as we know, over time, those resources accumulate, the hours that you've invested, when you go through spending a couple of hours a day on social media, for example, and then you look at how many hours that is in a week, and then you look at how many hours that is in a month and how many years you've been in your business or online. It's a lot of time. And if it's not bringing you any clients, like if you find yourself in a position right now where you are spending time trying all of the things, creating what I call like the social media noise, like wanting to be present online but feeling like a needle in a haystack, then I really want to invite you to like start making a shift, because I want you to show up online, maybe less time, but with more results. Like that's the biggest shift that you can create, is knowing that when you do show up in your business for whatever amount of time, you're going to see the reward from that in terms of you get to impact and help more people. And so when you start to make that shift, you see that you get a completely different result. As we know, like keep doing the same things, keep getting the same result, change the way that you're doing things, get an entirely new result. So this is about you showing up in a way that actually allows you to connect with your audience, for you to get engagement, because you're adding genuine value to the world. And that's really the solution in this that I want to share, because I know that being in isolation right now can bring up fear for people of like, how am I going to keep my business going? How am I going to generate income? How am I going to figure out how to do this and actually have my business survive and thrive? Like, you don't just want to survive, you want to thrive, right? So this is about you making those simple shifts where you can actually apply the time that you're spending in your business wisely so that you can start, like, I'm still taking clients, I'm still working with clients, I'm still taking bookings. There is a technique to that, and it really starts with, and I want to give you the solution in terms of it being how you show up and what you show up with. So for me, like, knowing who the type of client is that I want to work with, I know that in order to create that engagement and that connection, it comes down to a few variables. So it's where you show up, and it's how you show up, and it's what you show up with, because as we know, like, we're in the information age. There's a lot of social media noise, as I said, like everyone's trying to shout, they're shouting over one another, the shouting's getting louder, like everyone wants the attention, everyone wants the followership and the engagement. And so it's very easy, especially as artists, to feel like a small fish in a big pond. Like, tell me if you can relate. Can you relate to this? Does this feel real for you? Because I see it time and time again. And the thing that really creates the shift is when you show up with the intention of, like, knowing who it is that you want to connect with, of knowing, like, who that person is, how they function, where their head is at, how they process things, and actually showing up in a way that allows you to add value to their life. So when you think about it, like, those are, if you think of like your favorite Instagram accounts or the groups or whatever it might be, like your favorite websites or brands to, like, engage with, etc., they're all offering some kind of, like, the conversation happens and the engagement happens because they're creating some kind of conversation that resonates with you. So the thing that really fits here, that's going to allow you to start producing content and showing up online and building a social media presence and all of those things, because there's so many ways that you can do this in terms of, like, it be on your website, on your social media, on your Facebook page, in your Facebook group, like whatever it might be for you, some or all, whatever. The same reality applies, which is, make sure that when you are showing up, you're showing up with intention, you're showing up with authenticity, and you're doing it in a way where whatever content you're sharing is being shared because you know that it's genuinely going to help the person consuming the content. So, you know, we then step back to the problem that you were in of knowing that the hours that you have been committing to building an online presence haven't been working for you. If you're not seeing all of the likes coming through, or your community or your audience growing, or the clients booking you, like, that's what it really comes down to, if we're totally honest. Like, if the revenue's not coming in, something's not working. And I connect with so many makeup artists who are in that reality of, like, I don't know how to fix this. I know what I want. I know what I want the outcome of my business and my lifestyle to be. I know the type of work that I love to do, but I don't know how to do more of it. The world is online these days, as we know, and the thing that's going to allow you to shift into that identity of the successful woman, of the business owner, of the makeup artist or the hairstylist that's crushing it, is the way in which you show up and the content that you have to share. So moving forward, I really want to invite you into stepping out of that challenge of not knowing how to fix this and not knowing what's going to really allow you to see the results that you want, and just spending all of these hours doing things that are not supporting you and are not supporting your audience or the type of people that you want to work with. The way to add value, and for you, like, as a smart business owner, to see the traction and use your hours and your resources intelligently, is to apply them in a way that you know is going to allow you to see results. And that really, you know, the solution to that and the reality of that shift comes when you decide to show up and actually add value and add substance and show up authentically. So I'd love to know how many of you this resonates with, and also, like, how else I can support you, because I know that we have a lot of time on our hands right now, and you might have more awareness than ever that your business isn't necessarily in the direction that you wanted it to be, or you're not at the point that you hope to be at this point in your career, or however many years down the line you are. If I can support you in any way, like, you're welcome to DM me or leave me a comment here, and I will answer some questions and offer my support and give you some insight to how to fix some of the challenges that you're facing. So I'm going to wish you all well and hope that you guys are doing good through all of this, and just sending you so much love. Like, I know what you are capable of, and I know that you have the ability within you to create the reality for your life and your business that you're truly wanting. It just comes with the simple decision to make those shifts. So consider for yourselves today what I've shared with you, in the sense of stepping out of the not knowing how and not seeing the results that you want and not using your time or your resources wisely, and start using your intelligence to step into the woman, the makeup artist or the hairstylist that adds value, that attracts the type of client she wants through sharing your content and your skills in a really compelling way online. And I will look forward to seeing more of you succeeding. Lots of love to everyone. Take care, and I'll catch you soon.